Hello and thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. I am Screen Scene Guru, and I have just gotten done watching Season 2, Episode 1 and 2 of Rings of Power, the new Lord of the Rings show. Well, the new season of the Lord of the Rings show. It is quite good. It is a definite step up from the first season. It is exploring new time periods in the Middle-earth territory, new lands that we haven't gotten to see before. It's definitely an interesting watch. I highly recommend for anyone that hasn't checked this show out. Now, I know the first season was unbearably slow, and the reveal at the end left some people wondering what are they going to do with Season 2. Well, it picks up right where it left off. And I don't want to go into any spoilers for people who haven't caught up on the show, but I believe that this season will lead into the animated film that is coming out in December, War for the Rohirrim. Now, this is just a fan theory, but it would be very interesting to see if it leads into the animated movie that we're getting at the end of the year. And that possibly, I've heard rumors that there could be spin-offs of the film. So we could get multiple projects. That has not been confirmed yet by any sources. This is just hearsay, so take that with a grain of salt. Going into another title I've gotten into, I have started watching Batman the Caped Crusader. I finished the first episode, and I really like the show. I like the style of it. I like the time settings. Kind of interesting that this show was not put on HBO. It's a Prime original, and I'm just guessing that the title, the IP, is just so old that now the studio is starting to sell it off to other properties. Other studios are starting to get Batman. So that's actually pretty interesting. I noticed some of the films, specifically the Christian Bale trilogy, starting with Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises, is on Netflix. For those of you who have that streaming, you can check out those movies, as well as the Zack Snyder Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and the first Justice League, not the Snyder Cut, but the original, is all on Netflix now. And it was on HBO Max, but now it's all out streaming on other sites, so that's actually pretty cool to see. In other news, I've also picked up a title. I am going to do an open boxing in this video, so let's get into it. I've recently picked up the black and white Dracula. Now, this is a steelbook, and this is the 1931 black and white film, guys. Now, this is a re-release from Universal Studios. Now, I know they have a box set of all of their classic horror films on DVD, and some of them are on Blu-ray. But now they're going to start releasing them in individual steelbook. I'll give you a little bit of the view. Perfect cover, just the plain Dracula on the back. Opening this up, you get the, of course, scan code, and this comes with some cool art and the 4K. Then, if I can turn it over, the Blu-ray of the film, and I have not seen this, so this is going to be a first-time watch. And this art is just awesome. This almost looks like drawn right onto the steelbook of Dracula. And I've noticed that they've been releasing them slowly. Every couple of weeks they've got a couple of new titles. Now this month we're going into September. I'm going to start doing a horror movie review watch along on my channel. Given the workings of the channel, I'm going to eventually get more videos up for you guys to do watch-alongs and whatnot. But going into the spooky season, we're going to be going into some horror titles. I know They recently just released news on James Wan. I believe he's doing a new project, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, a reboot on that. And for those of you who've wondered, Guillermo del Toro did Shape of Water a couple years ago, which was a little bit more of an indie film than a horror, but it ended up being exactly what kind of, this Creature from the Black Lagoon story was, but in a different kind of way. So now we're getting this new, going back to traditional horror with the creature feature. They've tried to reboot Wolfman several times. I love the Wolfman story. One they did just a few years ago was pretty good too. But yeah, Dracula. I know this year in December we're going to get Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. So yet another classic horror film rebooted. But I'm excited to see that. Check that out for what all. So I think that'll do it for this stream for now, guys, until I got any more content to talk about. It's been nice streaming with you. I got my kitty coming into the view, so I'm going to cut it off. Have a good one.